I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everybody. We'll do a quick roll call to determine the quorum. Councilor Baumgartner? Yep. Evers? Here. Ferguson is gone, I assume?
Yes.
I am here. Howard? Here. We do have a quorum. We'll call the meeting to order here. First part of the meeting is the public forum portion of the meeting. This is when we invite the public to address council on issues they're noticing in the community. When addressing council, we ask that you provide your name for the meeting record. Speaking times will be limited to 3 minutes. If there's some unfinished business to attend to after those 3 minutes, we'll direct staff to follow up on that. So if anybody is here from the public to address council, now would be the time to do so. Anybody from the Zoom world? Not seeing any movement anywhere there, so we will close down the public forum portion of the meeting and get into the setting of tonight's agenda. We've had the agenda for a few days here. If there's anything from the consent agenda that you want taken out into discussion, now would be a good time to do that.
I would like to take numbers, letter C out and move that in for discussion.
Discussion item B, okay.
So let's do that discussion item A. Yeah, sorry, move 4C from consent and move it to before the annual report.
Okay, that sounds good. We can do it. Any other requests on the consent agenda or agenda itself? Hearing none, I'll call for a motion to approve the amended agenda.
Second.
Motion has been made by Howard, seconded by Evers to approve the agenda as amended. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. Agenda is approved as amended. Moving down to the consent agenda. It includes the regular meeting minutes of January 20th, the 2025 Distributed Energy Resource Report, the Power Systems Engineering Incorporated Master Services Agreement for Professional Services, the Planning Commission updated bylaws, Resolution 14, which is authorizing employment to Ashley Jansen as liquor store manager. Resolution 15 is the calling for a public hearing for a conditional use permit. Resolution 16 is support for fire relief retirement plan funding levels, and also the January disbursements. I'll call for a motion to approve tonight's amended consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
Motion's been made by Baumgartner, seconded by Howard to approve the consent agenda as amended. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, consent agenda is approved as amended. Moving down to the new A discussion item, the Marcus Construction Prime Contract Change Order number 11, a materials invoice.
Yeah, so as I mentioned beforehand, and we do have CJ Sanger on the Zoom from Marcus Construction joining us to answer any questions you might have. So the material portion of the project was tax exempt and the contract was written as Marcus Construction as the purchasing agent. And the total material for the project was $55,000, $721.54 higher than the contract as shown on the last invoice. However, Marcus Construction also noticed some costs in April and March. You'll see that in your packet as well. Were doubled up, resulting in a $50,361.15 credit back, which means this is a new kind of net charge of $5,360.39. That is the approval. And CJ, I don't know if you want to add on to anything else that I just said.
Good afternoon. No, I think you covered it there. I know it's been quite the process working with USDA through this time frame, but we got to hear to the final numbers.
And any questions you all have?
Yeah, so what I'm hearing is that we were overcharged by $50,000 now they're crediting that back, which is right and just. And then there's an additional $55,000 of the charges that are brand new that we're expected to pay. Is that correct?
CJ.
Correct.
Okay. What are these $55,000 of additional charges that are coming in so late after the project is done? And why should I entertain paying this bill?
They're the material costs, so all material costs to the project is tax exempt. And I know it did take a long time, but it was going back and forth with USDA and throughout the process of just going through our final invoices and finding, things like that, $50,000. This additional cost that was material from the contractors and everything ended up being higher than what we had originally thought it was going to be.
It seems suspect to me that you're giving us 50,000 back and then charging 50,000 more. Like, I am not okay with this, because I don't understand it. And I think we need to tap the brakes and fully understand what this is about, evaluate it, talk about it, and understand it before we just give away money we don't even have.
And I would agree with that. I mean, we're a year after we took ownership of the building, and there's another bill coming in after that far after the fact.
So
I mean,
we're not a full year. We moved in at the end of
January.
May. City Hall moved in January.
Mhm.
The fire and the police moved in at the end of May. And then there was still some contractors on site working around for some items. So yes, there was obviously a gap from all these other things. But it's not as far out as we might be putting in our minds, because City Hall did move in here in January, but really we weren't fully settled and moved in until end of May.
Elizabeth, I can tell you that this is not personal, but I didn't appreciate the way that it was displayed, because it felt to me like, well, you're just working for Marcus Construction. Like, oh, here's $55,000 that nobody knew was coming our way, but it's not really that, because they're gonna give us 50 back, which is owed to us anyhow. It is not a net charge of only 5,000. We're being charged $55,000 more, and I have a problem with that.
So we just need to get some fine detail on what these charges are for, basically.
Yeah, and then justification, and like, this is not some, I'm gonna roll over and do this. This is,
That's fair.
we need, listen, I am the safeguard for the city of Olivia's taxpayer money. I'm not just giving it away, and I don't think you should either. You should be more careful about that and not couch things in terms of making it look good for the vendor.
Okay, I think we have enough information here to table this.
So can we be very clear about what exactly we need from Marcus Construction?
We want our
to bring back
$50,000 that is right and just, that we were owed back, that was double charged. And then we want time to discuss this bill, want to go through everything with a fine tooth comb and understand it. Because to just randomly pay a $55,000, how about I send you a bill for $110,000? Will you pay that? I mean, that's kind of how it feels.
Okay. So an itemized invoice, CJ.
Okay.
And then if we can have you present at the February 17th meeting with this itemized invoice to go over every single item and what it was used for. Is that what we're looking for?
Yeah, and the justification for why now. I mean, perhaps you guys should just do us a favor and eat it. It is not uncommon to do that in projects of this size. I feel like you're nickel and diming us now for this little 55,000 coming in, which is a big deal to us, not such a big deal to Marcus. It happens all the time in the business world, and I'm just putting my foot down. I'm not so happy to do this.
Okay. I think everybody understands the next piece of action there, so.
Can we get a vote on if the motion and
We would just table it, we don't even do it.
Yeah, you would just do a motion to table it.
Motion to table it until we get a detailed thing to appease Matt.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded to table discussion item A, the Marcus Construction Prime Contract Change Order number 11 material invoice. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Okay.
Any opposed? All right, motion to table carries. All right, moving down to discussion item B, the 2025 annual report.
Thank you so much, Mr. Mayor and Council. So through a lot of work on all of the departments here throughout city operations, we have put together our annual report for 2025. You may recall we kind of started doing this more in earnest last year, gathering different statistics and measures and different kind of summary of what we've been doing throughout the year, so everybody is on the same page with what's going on. So detailed stemming after that construction, after that conversation. So the City Hall Public Safety Building project is wrapping up. So you can see the photo on the left is where City Hall was basing operations out of in January of 2025. And the other photo is what you see as a picture taken from this summer. So City Hall, large thanks to Public Works and our Water Wastewater Department. They were the real hands on deck for moving out of the building, moving things into storage, moving back into the building for both City Hall and the Police Department. Public Works also took on all of the landscaping around the building, hanging up signs, building up furniture, all of those different things that goes into moving a building. Our Public Works team really stepped up and went above and beyond to help us out throughout this project and help us save on costs. So I think I can speak for everybody that, expresses a lot of appreciation for the building that we are all sitting in today. Having the police department, the fire department, and City Hall all on one site really helps streamline operations, streamline communications, builds good rapport amongst all of those departments. So very, very thankful to be here. Of course, Armory acquisition and developing a community center. So we took hold of the Armory. We got the keys in April. You can see in the center picture there we are with the handoff. And then we started the process. We didn't just get the Armory, we also got the motor vehicle storage building. So with that key handoff in April, the Water Wastewater Department really started digging in to remodel that for their facility and their needs. And then the rest of us here started learning the ins and outs of the Armory building. The bones are in really good shape and started the process of soliciting community feedback on what it could be. You can see here on the left-hand side is one of our open houses during Corn Capital Day where we solicited community feedback. Throughout the summer, we had our City Hall intern and seasonal help staff the community center for summer hours. We had 94 visitors, 50 of those were repeat visitors, primarily through the 6 to 18-year-old range. We also had Cornland USA. You can see the picture of Cornland on the right. That opened this December through a community partnership with Pages of Our Community Foundation. We are very fortunate to have a volunteer staff that for some limited hours in December, and they welcomed 113 visitors at the end of the year. We also have received in 2025 two different grants for this building. One is a $13,000 Southwest Regional Sustainable Development Partnership grant for the kind of doing building research and business feasibility study. And then the Minnesota Department of Education grant that the county EDA HRA is being the pass through, and that's $440,000 going into improvements in the Armory. The next, we wanted to highlight our community engagement. Really excited to say that the city was involved in an event almost monthly throughout the city. So we're really getting out there. We're really trying to connect with residents in a variety of ways. So February, it was the winter party in the park. We did ice skating. The weather was really warm, which increased turnout. It also meant our skating rink was a pool by the end of the event. So double-edged sword there. In April, we participated in the career fair to highlight municipal jobs. In May, there was a Veterans Memorial expansion dedication. So a great partnership with our Eagle Scout, Aaron Jergensen. In June, we kicked off our monthly summer movie night. So we had a movie night and third Thursdays every month from June through October. July, of course, Corn Capital Days, and there are numerous ways the city participated in Corn Capital Days through every single department here. In August, the fire department also staffed the Renville County Fair Beer Garden one night, so they were involved out there. Another outdoor movie. September is, of course, the very popular Rib Fest. October, we have Fire Prevention Week and a lot of Halloween festivities. November was the Turkey Bingo. And then December, we of course kind of stepped it up this year with our holiday decorations, holiday happenings, and Cornline USA officially opened. So moving on to our police department, you can see here calls per year, call volume continues to increase. And I know you heard this from the chief at the last meeting as well. It's a higher overall workload. Officers are spending additional time in investigations. There's a lot more involved with all of our investigations as well because of procedural requirements and documentation standards. So you can also see kind of a breakdown by subject when it's called in. The ICR is assigned kind of a different category. We also have for you kind of a heat map on when we are seeing the most calls come in on what day and through what hour. So you can see when things are a little bit, we don't like to say the word quieter, slower, and when things kind of pick up a little bit throughout the days and the weeks. And this kind of helps you understand why the department is staffed the way it is, when people are on call versus when people are here. And so why that call volume number is different than this page is because this is all the amount of calls that come in. This is the one that involve a direct officer response. So the times that they run traffic, that's not here because they're not specifically being called out for traffic, right? That's self-generated. So that's kind of where you see the difference. The trends are, of course, we're receiving multiple reports of scam-related incidents. Fraud phone calls, emails, text messages, online communications. This is when you get security training for phishing emails. It is important. John, do you have a question?
No.
Oh, okay. Administrative workload really increased as the result of the Clean Slate Act and Adult Use Cannabis Act. So you can see that the department processed more than 1,200 cases that have been expunged or sealed. And then just a collection of some noteworthy cases. So officers recovered over 25 grams of suspected meth from a retail location after staff located a suspicious item. Officers responded to an ongoing phone and computer scam. High-speed pursuit originating within city limits. They responded to a reported assault involving threats with edged and firearmed weapons, and then a financial scam involving fraudulent social media communications and gift card transactions, which resulted in a significant financial loss.
Yeah, and then be careful, scams are everywhere.
Everywhere.
Just assume everything is a scam and everyone's out to get you. Kind of have to.
Yeah.
Never open any
Yeah.
email.
Yes.
It will happen to you, I promise.
Especially from your teacher.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Moving on to the Olivia Fire Department. So they had 52 calls total this year. That's an increase of 10 calls from 2024. You can see their breakdown of calls here. As a reminder, their service area is 106 square miles. They have 25 volunteer firefighters, paid on-call firefighters on their roster right now. And in 2025, they offered 22 trainings for them to participate in. I covered a lot of their community engagement activities, but they're really out in the community. You can also see them here. This year, they had the opportunity to do a controlled burn at a house in the township. And if you haven't gotten yours yet, the other community participation they've done is the Lions Club calendar. So you can get a calendar of your favorite firemen. Our electric utility, switching up, we have a kind of some infrastructure upgrades. So they replaced 2 wood power poles this year, 9 streetlight poles, 5 customer-owned poles. They replaced 1 underground transformer. 39 services were converted to underground, and 8 blocks of high voltage single phase line have been buried. We had a total of 2 unexpected system outages for the entire year of 2025. 29 customers were impacted for just under 2 hours, and that was spread across the 2 different outages. And then we changed out 2 3-phase transformers, 1 for Prairie Producers and 1 for Bold School. Yes.
Do we have an estimate on what percentage of our electricity has been undergrounded at this point?
I believe it's over 50%.
Okay.
To be more specific, I'd have to ask for I have that number off the top.
That sounds right.
If you were able to step out before this meeting, you could see the city utilities electric shed progress pretty much completed. So as you all know, we finally got to check the box of selling the old utility building to a local Chrysler dealership in town. And so through kind of a rearranging of buildings, we have the electric utility who moved into both of these sheds just south of the dealership. So the improvements to the west shed of that facility included new concrete floor, drainage, sewer connections, liner steel, upgraded lighting, exterior concrete work, and the addition of an office and a restroom. We were really excited to turn in the porta potty to Vosica Toilet Rentals. So that was a big win for everybody. The east building received new roof and insulation. You can see that here on the left side picture. There was also a replacement of the north wall, which you can see in the bottom right, due to deteriorated wood. They installed liner steel and insulation on the ceiling and electrical upgrades as well. Bringing us to the water department. So you can see here their statistics for total water pumped, their daily pumping. 24 miles of water main is throughout the city for our distribution system. Our number of hydrants stayed the same, 236. They repaired 80 water meters. They handled 569 digging requests. These are really high numbers both this year and last year because Nuvera came in town with fiber internet. These are abnormal numbers. We're hoping to get them down in the next couple of years. A kind of new thing for 2025 is we've been going through this lead service line inventory throughout the entire city. You may have heard about it. We have 5 unknowns out of 1,082 connections. That's a really strong number. We have cities who don't have them, who have a lot more unknowns. To discover the remaining unknowns, we will need to pothole, to verify what the pipe is made of on the city side of the curb stop. But our engineers are also very happy about that number.
They run a camera down there to figure that out or what?
They sometimes run a camera, sometimes it's them going down and peeking at it too, depending upon the size of the hole. Wastewater, you can see our total wastewater treated. Kind of new this year is we conducted our first ever PFAS, the forever chemical test, for biosolids that are land applied for beneficial reuse. So we take some of our biosolids, we have an agreement with some local farmers, and we spread it. We had to send in samples for the PFAS test, and the test results were within the acceptable limits. And then, of course, for the wastewater project, you can see here, so they had the demolition of the existing deteriorated concrete floor. The wastewater staff then regraded the interior to establish proper drainage. Drain was installed in the floor and new concrete slab. Now the building is fully insulated. It's fitted with new liner steel, electrical outlets, and they replaced the windows as well. So it's a really beautiful building.
Those guys are putting in their own office and bathroom too.
Yeah.
Just buying lumber from Menards and doing it themselves.
Yeah. So everybody has taken a lot of pride in doing what they can themselves to help move these projects along. For our storm sewer system, we fixed 3 manholes, we vacuumed and cleaned catch basins, and we maintained the holding pond, especially at West Pond Park, multiple times due to beaver activity. So there were about 6 beavers in there this year, which need to be relocated.
They were brought out to the farm, I'm sure.
Yes, that's what everybody told me, and I'm fine with that. So account maintenance at the end of 2025, there was a total of 1,353 active utility accounts in the city's system. We had over the year 139 account changes due to ownership or renter changes. We have 38 residential accounts participating in clean energy program, and we completed all the required monthly and annual utility reports for 2025. So City Hall operations, you can see here, we've been much more diligent this year. Thank you, Leah Peterson, for tracking phone calls answered, payments over the phone, Dropbox payments, walk-in payments, mail-in payments, and just walk-in miscellaneous. All of these numbers increased from 2024. A couple of different reasons we can guess that they increased. One, people feel more welcome to walk into this building than they may have felt walking into the liquor store. For the second half of 2024, we've also, again, just increased our outreach and operations, and we've been more diligently tracking this. So it'll be interested to see if we see similar increases in 2026 now that we have a more solid tracking system in place than we did in 2024. For the EDA Main Street, the board identified 15 different key priorities. Some of their success stories, you've seen some downtown enhancements come in, seasonal banners, planters, holiday decorations. The Dowling Square project, while not a specific EDA Main Street project, certainly does enhance our Main Street downtown. They did a number of different own community outreach, Valentine's for businesses. They restarted those Third Thursdays events downtown. And they were an active partner in Corn Capital Days, the movie nights, trunk or treat. They also received a $20,000 grant from FM Bank through the Federal Home Loan Bank Member Impact Initiative. And some of their new programs that you'll see rolling out in 2026 is a low interest repair loan program, as well as a Grow Olivia grant for new businesses. Some business activity throughout the city. So Patina Pickers celebrated their first year in 2025, as well as transitioned to a new owner that fall. TJ Petals and More opened in 2025, taking over from Olivia Floral and Garden. NB Golf Cars, as you can see here, took over from ST Sports. Hounds and Honey has relocated to Plaza West in 2025, and Olivia Chrysler Center purchased their own property. EDA did acquire land in 2025. They first purchased a vacant parcel along Highway 212, and then they rezoned it from residential to commercial. So finance, you can see what the finance department budgeted for, kind of several important capital and operational expenditures in 2025. The City Hall Public Safety Building was one of them, Public Works pickup truck and snowplow, fencing for fields, library building roof and air conditioner, Dowling Square improvements, the Armory Community Center, and then the remodels for our utility departments. So for Deputy Clerk and Human Resources, the city hosted a total of 25 city council meetings. The Deputy Clerk processed 16 data requests through that office. It's also through our transparency, our YouTube channel. So you can see our videos got just over 1,200 views for city council meetings in 2025. Our top 3 videos listed there. Currently our channel has 56 subscribers and 68 videos. For licenses and permits, we renewed 5 liquor licenses, 7 gambling, and we had a whopping 17 peddler permits, which just goes to show you when it hails, we get a lot of peddlers asking to go door to door to sell you things. For the HR staffing portion, the city of Olivia hired 4 full-time employees, 14 part-time seasonal employees, and 4 volunteer firefighters in 2025. Moving along to planning and zoning, you can see the development applications that were received. Our land use permits brought in $540. We have residential building permits. We had 150 of them. Non-residential building permits, we had 21. And you can see kind of the breakdown of where those are at and the fees collected as well. Additional projects that planning and zoning worked on, updating bylaws, a conditional use permit for the community center, amendments to our coding for mini warehouses, comprehensive plan updates, our airport zoning. They had a discussion about livestock and residential districts. We revamped our sign code. Big shout out to Pam and her team for helping us tackle that one. Rezoning application, variance application, Board of Adjustment amendment, and lot size density, as well as ADUs. So very busy year. For code enforcement, as you probably recall, in May, we kind of did a whole overhaul of the code enforcement and nuisance process and procedure. So throughout the year, we sent a total of 118 code violations pertaining to nuisances were recorded between City Hall and the police department. 77% of those were brought into compliance. So
That's good.
definitely better than 0. So we're making progress. I think as we do it more and more, people are getting used to it. People are seeing it. It definitely helped when we were proactive with the citywide cleanup day. Speaking of Public Works, so they applied street mastic to 28 blocks and completed seal coating on 28 blocks. They spread 130 loads of gravel across 3 miles. They focused specifically on the alleys on the south side of town this year. You may recall last year it was focused on the alleys on the north side of town. They sprayed for mosquitoes 6 times. They removed snow 4 times in 2025. And the Coasted Community Cleanup event was utilized by 252 residents over 2 days. We plan to bring that program back again this year.
Good program.
It was a really good program, yeah. Some public facilities and park maintenance. You have on the ball field and facility maintenance, there was a nature area planted around the easternmost trailhead. 7 new trees were planted at city parks. They did the skating rink and the snow hill at Henton Park. Again, as I mentioned, they were big in the assistance of moving City Hall and Police Department into the new City Hall, and they landscaped the entire campus of City Hall. They graded, they seeded, they watered, they installed a flower bed. They did a great job. The Olivia Liquor Store, so their total sales for 2025, $1,089,823.21. You can see the breakdown here of liquor, beer, wine, THC, and miscellaneous. They had 41,801 customers, average sale per customer, $26.07. Compared to 2024, sales declined in most categories with the exception of beer and THC. So beer sales showed the slight increase of 0.03. THC products, once again, is the strongest growth category for a municipal liquor store. The sales increased over 87% over the prior year. The Olivia Airport recorded a total of 2,000 takeoffs and landings throughout the year. All hangar spaces are currently filled and being rented. The airport zoning ordinance was updated in 2025. And then every 3 years, we have the 5010 inspection, and that was completed successfully. And that is what we have for the annual report. That was a lot of me talking. Any questions? This will go on our website, shared with staff. If anybody has questions, you can direct them to our website. I just want to give a shout out to all of the department heads who are here at the city. They're the ones who have compiled this information, have made that work possible that you see here throughout the city. So they've done a great job taking initiative, problem solving on the spot, making smart choices throughout the year. And you all should be really, really proud of the team that you have here, because I know I immensely am. So we work well together. We solve problems together. We have fun and joke around together as well. It's a good place to work. And we're just really proud that we can deliver for the residents of the city.
Yeah, also want to express my appreciation for the administrator and the team here at the city. I know it's kind of tedious putting all this data together to present, but I just want to communicate how helpful it is. You know, we'll get people from the public asking us, you know, when did this happen? When did that happen? And if you've been, you know, if you're an old fossil like George and I on the board here, all these years kind of run together, and you can't quite always remember, you know, if you're saying something happened in 2025 or whether it could be 2023 or whatever the case is. And also, it's just a really nice communication tool for us to present to our neighbors in the community to show them, you know, what kind of services we here at the city are providing for them. So I do have an ask for you, if we can maybe snip this presentation and pin it on the channel and pin it on the website. I think it'd be really helpful. I think we can use this as a tool to help inform the public of all the great things that we've done over the last 12 months.
Yeah, that's a great recommendation. We can definitely do that.
You beat me to it, John.
Oh. Okay, do we have any reports to report upon?
That was my report, guys.
What was that again?
Just all the years.
One from the top?
Yeah.
Once again from the top? No. Any committee reports?
I have none.
Okay.
I do have a question. Maybe it needed to be bumped up a little bit sooner, but
I had someone ask about the porta johns in Pond Park. Are we paying for those year round? What is the deal with those? Are we paying for them during the winter?
We do have an account with Bosika's. I would have to confirm with the invoice if they're just there over the winter, if we're paying for them or not. So I can look into that for you. That's good.
Please.
Yep.
That was a question, so.
I can do that.
And we have those out there, obviously, because there's no other hard facilities.
Correct.
Okay, so then the other $1 million question is, would it be cheaper to purchase and then pay them to service them versus just continuing to rent them from, if there's no,
Got it. Okay.
if there's no immediate plan to put facilities out there.
Yep.
You can buy one of these things for, $500 versus renting it for the next 3 years where we're gonna pay $2,000 for the same piece of equipment.
Yeah, we have a park board meeting tomorrow, so we can certainly discuss that at park board to inquire about that. So I don't know what's all involved, to be honest with you, with maintaining a porta potty, if you need like a specific vacuum or,
Well,
I don't
it
know what
wouldn't
that
be a
is, but yeah.
maintaining thing so much as if we purchase the unit
Yeah,
for the park, you could still have the contract with Vosica for them to maintain it, to clean
okay.
it. But it doesn't make sense for us to rent a unit from them for an extended period of time if just buying one would save us,
Gotcha.
$1,500 or $2,000 over the long term.
Yeah, I'll add that to the park board agenda.
Thank you.
Cool.
Any other reports? Any notices or communications? All right, I gotta tell you guys, we've been snowed in here for the last 2 weeks. And it was just a godsend to be able to go to Cornland USA with the kids, because they have been driving us nuts. And it's so nice to have a community center now where you just let them go and play. And it's something that I really would encourage the community to embrace. That and the open gym situation we have going on. What a wonderful gift to the community. Also, I'm not sure, hopefully this isn't a legal problem. The snow hill at Hen Park is pretty awesome right now.
It's been regraded pretty nicely.
The kids and also the kids in the neighborhood have made little bobsled chutes, and the kids are catching some sweet air. So
Awesome.
Use at your own risk, but go have fun. Any other business?
We won't tell our insurance carrier.
That's all right. Earmuffs, Pamela. All right, with no other business on the agenda, I'll call for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Motion's been made by Howard, seconded by Bumgarner to adjourn. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.